my name's Elspeth and I studied at Switches last year, and then I've taken a gap year and I'm going to study art at the National College of Art and Design in Dublin in September. So when you're applying to art, you probably need 3 key things, which would be like your portfolio, your grades, and maybe a cover letter, depending on if your university asks for it. So I would say the portfolio is probably the most important thing, but the other 2 you should take care doing as well. When you're looking at universities for art, you probably want to pick a couple aspirational ones and a couple safe ones, and you really should focus on looking at their facilities based on what you want to study. So like, I want to specialise in painting, so then I look at universities that have big studio spaces with lots of open light and room that I don't need to move around in a lot, and that I would just be comfortable working in for 1 to 3 years. And then the next thing is going back to your portfolio. So it's going to be mostly work you've already done, probably over the last 2 years at A-level, as that makes it much easier, it's less work and things. You want to compile some varied media. So normally they ask for about 20 pieces. So I did like 10 to 12 paintings because that was my focus. That's what I'm applying for, as a painting course. And then I did a couple sculptures, I did a couple of my prints, and then I've been doing a life drawing class for the last year or 2, so I put in a few of those. And then you should definitely include like 1 traditional pencil piece, like a sketch or something, maybe a detailed one to show that kind of style. Lots of them will ask specifically for one of those as well if you haven't already done it. And some sketchbook pages maybe to show how your thought process is and things like that. And you also want some experimental work, not just your finished pieces. So maybe you want to show some of the stages of your work, or maybe just something that was out of your comfort zone. So I don't know if you've all done the life drawing workshop that they did in 6th form. They did it both years for us, but they did like a piece that was made based on sound and things. So I put in that and I explained what it was, as that's very different. But yeah, just put some work in that shows what you want to apply for and what you can do. And then it should be pretty good. It doesn't need to be as much work as it sounds like. You just want to do it before the end of the deadline. Like, don't leave it to last minute, because it's quite a few things to compile. So even if you've done all the work, it will still take some time to put them together. And lots of the universities will ask for different formats. So some of them ask for YouTube videos, some of them ask for PowerPoints, some of them ask you to make a website, and they all want different things, so it takes a while to put them together. Equally, not all of them will ask for an essay, but just if you get an essay, be clear that you love art, that you do it inside and out of school, why you want to study art, and how you think you're going to benefit the university and how it's going to benefit you in things, and like where you want art to take you in life. How will going to university make you a better artist? And then finally, you often get an interview. So lots of these are now done online. All of mine were done online, but you should still keep your portfolio to hand next to you so you can like pick it up and show someone something when you're talking about it. You should try and be really happy and lively in your interviews. Like, just be yourself, but be really nice and friendly to them, because the more they like you, the more likely they are to remember you. And then you should also dress nicely, but show personality. Lots of art schools kind of look at your outfits a bit as well, I think. It's not super important, but just dress kind of professional, but show you. And mention what you want to do again, and like where you want it to take you. And if you're not sure what you want to say, just ask for some time to think. Be like, oh, sorry, I haven't thought about that yet, can I just think? And maybe even make some notes before you start of common questions that they might ask. And that's pretty good. And again, some universities, or not again, but some universities will let you apply for multiple courses, which will give you a higher chance of getting in. And equally, then you can switch to the course that you wanted. So say I've applied to the school in Ireland, I've applied for like the general arts, and then I've applied for painting. So I've got twice the chance of getting in, and even if I only get the general arts one, after 1 year I can generally switch to the specified painting art one. And the reason I'm going to Ireland is because you can have a look at some EU universities, and some of these are much cheaper and have the same kind of application process. So for instance, I've taken a gap year so that I could apply I've taken a gap year so that I could apply to some EU universities, which are a little bit cheaper, but just as good. So good luck.